hope everyone is having a great morning. It's a great Wednesday morning for me here in the Northern Virginia, DC land area. My name is Liz, and I'm the creator of RD 101, and I just wanted to share a little bit of information about who I am and what I'm trying to do in that space. The website is rd101.org, and the Instagram handle is Resident Director 101. And I, like many of you, just fell into residence life. I was an RA my senior year of college, and honestly, I just wanted to be a high school English teacher. And being an RA, to me, was great experience and a great bullet point on the resume. But I found out that I really did enjoy it, and when a teaching career fell through for various reasons, I went to graduate school for student affairs. I have an overall career of 13 years total in housing and residence life. 9.5 of those years were spent as a live-in or live-on professional, and I've worked at 3 separate institutions in 2 different states. So I started going to graduate school, and while I was doing that, I was a part-time RD. It wasn't a graduate assistantship, but like a part-time RD for those 2 years. And then whenever I graduated, they had a position open, which is great for me, so I applied. I was promoted to that position, so I went from an RD to an assistant director, and during that time I was responsible half of that time for like living learning programs and first year residence hall programs, as well as being an RD. And then the second half of that I was still an RD but did housing assignments and housing lottery, that sort of thing. Then after about 5 years at that institution, it was a small institution, I've decided that I had experienced as much as I could of that institution in that area. So I moved to a different state to a larger institution in a different type, and I was an assistant director there. So I did that for about 4.5 years. And in addition to supervising student staff and professional staff, I also helped with, my primary focus was residential education and training. So I did that. And then after 9.5 years in the field, I had decided it was either up or out, and I was having a really hard time getting up. So I decided I would pursue other avenues. I did leave student affairs for a brief time and went to work at a registrar's office. I moved off campus to my first off-campus apartment ever. And I did that for a little bit, but then I really missed housing and residence life, and I got a job as a housing services coordinator doing housing assignments at a really large public university. So I did that for 3 years. Then after that, I was still having trouble. Then after that, I decided to leave the field for various reasons, and for the past 3 or so years I have been working in the learning and development field as a government contractor. But yet I still love housing and residence life. I loved my time there. I loved working with the students and supervising people and helping students and residents. Students and residents are the same, helping residents and my student staff. And I'm still in touch with many of them, and they've gone on to do some really great things. But what do you do whenever you leave the field and you just have a ton of information? I literally have 2 totes full of paraphernalia and memorabilia from my decade or so in housing and residence life. So instead of just sitting on it or throwing it away, I've decided that I really want to share it. So that is the purpose of rd101.org. I am putting my resources up there. If it's not a resource that I created, I try to indicate who created it, where it came from, where I found it, so the proper credit is due. And I'm also trying to move things onto Instagram. RD101 is also on Facebook. And I really hope to be a resource. If you have any questions whatsoever, if you need some advice from someone who has been an RD or an assistant director, please don't hesitate to reach out on all of my channels. So remember, Instagram is Resident Director 101. You can also contact me through the website, rd101.org. And I hope to hear from you soon.